Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back, welcome to my channel. So for today's video we are doing our November wrap up. Now I'm a little behind on getting started on this, so we've got quite the little collection of books to wrap up right now. So please bear with me while I try and remember my opinions, because it's been a while since I've read some of these books. So I do have my handy dandy phone ready just in case. But what's new? It's a chaotic month, life got in the way. Let's get going, let's wrap up these books. The first book I finished was The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. Now, I give this a 2.75. I didn't enjoy this one as much as I thought. Don't get me wrong, it is an intriguing story, and it was intriguing to read, and the characters were interesting to explore, like, they were different, but it just didn't hook me in. It just didn't get me invested into the story. Like, it just felt like I took forever to read this book, and I don't know how long it took me, but yeah, it just felt like it just didn't grip me. Like, I didn't feel the eagerness. I felt like I didn't really truly feel the tension the story is meant to build. I don't feel like I had that. You know, when you read a horror, you're like waiting for that tension, like it's building, it's gripping, like you're just like, what is going to happen? I didn't have that. I just didn't have it. Like, it just didn't click for me like that. Don't get me wrong, the pacing of the book does allow for those things. It does allow for that tension and stuff to build. I just didn't feel the tension. I didn't feel that. Does that make sense? Like, it's there, it's set up for that. It's set up for the building of the tension. It's set up for like that feeling. I just didn't get that feeling. I didn't get the tension there. It just didn't work for me. And it just, nothing about the book took me by surprise. Just nothing about it surprised me at all. I just felt like I just knew what was going to happen. I just felt like I knew the book. Obviously I didn't know the book, but I just felt like I knew it. I didn't feel the emotions that I was meant to feel from it. I didn't feel the impacts that I think us as readers were meant to feel, and just, yeah, it didn't hit that mark for me personally, but that's okay. I then read Hold Me Tight by Jennifer 𝖜𝖊𝖑. I think I pronounced that wrong. I really am not sure, but it is on the screen here. I gave this one a 4.5 stars. This was an R. This is the second book in, I want to call it the Chicago Railers series. I'm not sure. I'll put it on the screen, but I think that's the name of the series. I have really enjoyed this book, and I really enjoyed getting to explore these characters and the little kid. What's the little kid's name? I want to say Nora. Nora is screaming at me. I want to say it's Nora, but she's just a little cutie pie. I love the little kid. The little kid was a really cutie pie, and she was just adorable. But Callie is a very tough character. Now, this girl, she goes through a lot. She does, and seeing her be this independent woman that just takes no shit, really, but just seeing her be this independent woman and watching her build these walls up around her because of what she's been through was actually emotional to watch that, because I'm like, she shouldn't have been put into that situation. But then watching it slowly fall as she falls in love with River, I believe his name's River, watching her slowly fall in love with him and let these walls slide, like, I just felt so happy for her. I was just like, yes, she just needed this person in her life. She just needed to accept the way she felt towards him as well, and to truly allow herself to move on and just have the life that she deserves. But speaking of River, he is an interesting character, and he is very protective of those girls. Like, he is so protective of them, and they both deserve that as well. Just to say, they both deserve to have that kind of bloke in their life. He slots in very perfectly with that little family and their little unit. Like, it felt like he was always meant to be there. Like, it felt like, yes, they went through a lot of shit, both of them, to get to where it was, but it's almost like they needed it to be where they were to then have that moment and slot in together, like, perfectly, like a puzzle piece. Like, I really wish they didn't go through what they did, but it also made sense because it felt like it then made it the perfect timing for them. Does that make sense? They very much, Callie and River, balance each other out nicely. They work together nicely. They're each other's safe spaces. You know, they allow each other to be themselves when they're together, and to not feel like they have to put on these masks and these acts, and you know what, it was just, I really loved it. It was really cute. I really loved it. And the writing just flows. I literally devoured the book. Like, I was just obsessed by it. And yeah, I just flew through it like crazy. But yeah, I highly recommend picking up these books in this series if you guys haven't already. And I'm intrigued to explore more of the author, because these are the only books of the authors that I've read so far, so I'm very intrigued to get into more of their work. I then read 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈 by Lauren Asher. This is the last book in the Lakefront Billionaires series. I gave this a 4.5. Now, I'm not going to talk about this book too much in this video because I do read it in my anticipated reads vlog, which, as I'm from this, currently isn't out because I'm having tech issues, but fingers crossed it will be out soon and you guys can check it out. It's episode 2. But yeah, I'm going to leave more of my talking to that because otherwise it gets repetitive for you guys and it just gets a little bit boring. But just know I'm loved and obsessed with this story and I love the characters. But yeah, so check out that video when it comes. Hopefully it is out by this time this video goes up and you guys can see a more in-depth look into my thoughts and opinions of this book. I then read an arc of You Are My Wishbone by Tanya Lynn. I gave this a 3-star. It's just nice, quick, easy, perfect for the holiday season, smutty read. There's not really too much to give on this one. It's just one of those that's kind of like just a good time. So if you're looking for like a quick short read, I can't remember how many pages it is, but it is really short, really quick. If you want something smutty just to try and help lead towards those reading goals before the end of the year, then I recommend this one. Pick it up. It's a good time. It's a good time. I then read Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. Again, this is also in my anticipated reads video, so again, I'm not going to give you guys too much here and just head over to that video and you can see more in depth. But I gave this one a 4.5 as well. I didn't, for Rio's story, which I thought I was absolutely going to be obsessed with and love, don't get me wrong, still obsessed with, still loved, but not as much as I thought. Like, I thought this could have been like a 5-star read for me for his story. Didn't quite hit how I thought it was, but I did still love and obsess with it. But like I said, go check that one out to see my little roller coaster of emotions and rides with this book and my thoughts and feelings on it. And again, this was the last book for my anticipated reads video, which is King of Envy by Anna Huang. I also gave this one a 4.5. Again, go check out that video for more in-depth thoughts and opinions, but I did really love and enjoy the story as well. This is 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈. I'm hoping I said that right. And it was an interesting one. It was an interesting one and I loved it. But yeah, I recommend going over there to check out my thoughts in more depth. If I can say that any more times, we'll be on a good ride. Then I finally finished The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. If you guys know, I started this back in October during Chaos Halloween. I finally finished it. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it as much as the first two. This one just didn't feel the same for me. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because it's been a while since I've read the first two. Is it because I'm forgetting the first two books? I don't know, but this just didn't feel the same for me, and it didn't. I felt like I was meeting new characters that I feel like I probably did meet in the first two books, but I haven't seen them before. Like, so I've watched the TV series. Let me rewind a little bit. I've watched the TV series and I've always said the first two books very real and very much stay true to the two books in the series. So I've always said, like, I've never known a TV adaptation that follows the book so well, but this book and the last season of the series, like of the show, it didn't feel the same. It felt like it went very off course with this last one, and yeah, I don't know if that's what's going. I just don't really know what's going on, but it was still interesting, and the story is still interesting. It just didn't feel the same, and I think that was what kind of put me off the book and why it took me so long to read it, because I just didn't want to pick it up because I wasn't feeling entirely the same about it. But it happens. I'm still intrigued to continue the rest of the series because there is some more books in it. I think they're like a couple of little spin-offs, but yeah, it's still an interesting read. It just didn't feel the same. I then reread That One Night by 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈. This is a little novella. I've annotated it. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm sat in a really awkward place for this. I have annotated this. I've only annotated that much. I've left this amount because this is the first few chapters of Pucking Around. Obviously, I'm going to annotate that book, so I didn't see a point in annotating it twice. But yeah, this is a little reread for me. We love it. It's just a good time. People, if you're going to read this book, don't go into it expecting a lot, okay? It's a good time. It's a little setup to the series. It just introduces you how two of our main characters first meet before that book. So don't go into it expecting these massive major things. It's a good time. It's smart. It's a little bit of smartiness in this book. So yeah, 4 stars still for me. I then read An Arc of Indulge by Luna Mason. This is Reggie and Rowan's story, are lovely Irish twins. I gave this a 4.5. I love the characters. I love their story. I love the twins. I love diving deeper into them. I loved meeting Bella and their dynamics with each other. They were very much matched and balanced each other nicely and worked well together. I just thought I was going to love this book a lot more for the twin story. It didn't. I feel like there could have been a bit more to it. I don't really know how else to describe it. I can't really pinpoint what it was. But just know I was still loved and obsessed with this book. I still very much love the characters and the story. And these characters all go through so much in this book. Like, they go through a lot. But it was so interesting exploring, like I said, getting to meet the deeper side of Reggie and Rowan and their dynamics as twins and their history, and watching Bella slot herself into it. Like I said, it matched perfectly. It worked really well. And Luna Mason is really good at connecting all her books and all her series. Like, that is something I have to give her props to, because she is so good at that, and I am excited to continue reading. So far I'm up to date on this series. Instinct, I think is the book, is the last one of the series. I think this is Beneath the Blaze, this series, and it comes out next year, and I want to say February time, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm excited for that book. And you know what, Bella is a wild card. She is a very interesting character. She is a wild card. She's a brat, but she keeps the guys grounded and keeps them level-headed. And you know what, eventually as you watch the book progress and the characters in their story progress, you do see them kind of bring her down a little bit, and not in a bad way, as in like they kind of ground her a little bit. They kind of help her keep a bit more of a level head to a degree. But yeah, I did still really love this one. Again, it didn't quite hit as much as I thought it was going to for the twin story. Next I had The Wedding Witch, which I think I listened to this one. I gave it a 3.75. Quite honestly, I don't have too much to say on this book. This is one of those books that kind of just was there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a good time. It was interesting. It was intriguing to explore the characters and to see like their story. But it's just one of those books where I don't have much to say, because it's one of those books that were just like, okay, all right, we're here, we're chill, awesome. Do you know what I mean? It was just one of those ones that was cozy. I don't have a lot to say on this one. I then read The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armis. Now this one should be in my Kindle knockout video, so I'm going to send you guys over to that one for my more in-depth rollercoaster ride on that book. But I did give this a 3.5. I enjoyed it, but I don't have too much to say. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't have too much to say, but yeah, head over to that video so I'm not repeating myself to you guys. I then had An Arc of Troublemaker by Jo Brunner. Now, you guys will have seen I have read this author before, but this one, okay, this is a dark college hockey romance, and you guys know I love dark romance, I love hockey, I love college romance. Like, that was everything into one. But I ended up DNFing this one, and it disappoints me. But now, I don't mind the little daddy kink that goes into a book. I don't mind it if it's done right and it's done well. This one, I got to a scene and it was being used and it was being overused and it was cringy, and it just no, it just didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me, and I'm just like, oh, you know, it just didn't. It gave me the cringies and I just couldn't push through it. But like I said, I don't mind it in a book if it's done right and it's done well and it's not overly used in just one scene. I lost count the amount of times. I think Daddy was used 10 times in the space of like 2-3 pages. Too much. Too much, you know? So yeah, I did unfortunately DNF that bit. But like I said, I have enjoyed the author's writing. I have enjoyed it. There is kind of a book that comes before Troublemaker, but I think they're like interconnected standalones again. So I will go back and check out that first one and see hopefully if I feel different about that book. But this one just didn't quite hit for me. I have enjoyed the other books that I've read by her. I think with the other one it was Brutal Games and Heartless Games, I think it was, and I preferred Heartless Games over Brutal Games, but I definitely prefer those books over this one so far. And then last up for you guys, I have Kiss of Deceit by Kay Riley. I gave this a 4.5. I really enjoyed this book. I was hooked and devoured and gripped by this book and this story and these characters. I did not see some of those twists coming, like the major twist. They took me by surprise a little bit. Don't get me wrong, some of the little things I kind of saw those little things coming, like it was, I don't want to say obvious, but it just, you could get the vibes for them to happen. But these major twists, I was like, okay, okay, where did this come from? But let's keep going. You know, I did really love it, and the writing for the story was perfectly paced. It allowed that tension to build, it allowed that mystery to like be like, right, okay, where are we going with this, like what is gonna happen? So the writing was perfect for this story, and these characters, like it all matched really well. And these characters, I can't remember the name of the characters, has gone out of my head. These are very complex characters, and it's very intriguing to watch them unravel and their secrets unravel, because they have a lot of secrets. But they had the perfect ending, and it was, I couldn't have seen any other ending happening for them. I think if anything else had gone any different way, it just would have ruined that entire book, because I would have been like, this makes no sense for them. But yeah, they had the perfect matching ending to their story. But it was interesting watching them explore the possibilities of their relationships, because they clash in many ways, and you guys will have to read the book to understand that. But they clash in so many different ways, but they make sense. So yeah, it was interesting to watch that be explored, and it just, yeah, there were interesting characters, definitely interesting characters. And like I said, I was hooked in, the plot just grabbed you, and I was a goner once I started reading it. But yeah, I did very much enjoy that book. So yeah, we've had a pretty decent start to November. That's the books I've read so far. I have no idea how many that is, I can't remember. I am trying to do 30 books in 30 days. This is now the 23rd of November. And as you guys can probably tell, I'm very much under that number. So your girl needs to get a crack-a-lacking and kind of try and catch up. But life got in the way. We're going to see what I can try and do in the last week of this month. Fingers crossed I can try and get as close to 30 as possible. Don't think I'm going to reach 30, but we'll see. But yeah, that is the start of our November wrap-up. That is where we're at so far. Nice little mixture. I'm going to get going so I can go pick up my book, because I'm currently on my 12-hour birthday sprints. I don't know if you guys can notice some little decorations in the background there. But yeah, I'm going to head off, go do that, and I'll come back to you guys when I finished the next book. So I'm coming in with our final 3 books for November. Apologies for the lighting if it goes in and out. I'm too lazy to move. So I have the final 4 books to wrap up for you. The first one I have is Scream for Me by 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈. I gave this one a 3 stars. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's hit the same for me as some of her other work. I wouldn't say this was probably been my favourite. Like I said, I still enjoyed it, but it's just, I don't know, I feel like the vibes felt a little bit different for me. But then at the same time I was going through a lot of personal stuff, so I don't know if like that played a part into why the vibes wasn't right for me, but I don't know. But I feel like that probably plays a part into it. But that aside, the characters were interesting, it was fun to explore them. The writing, as usual for a 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈 book, was paced nicely, you know, and it grabs your attention, and they are a good time, her work. So if you want nice quick smutty reads, I do recommend checking them out. Next up, I listened to Stalking Cinderella by Leanne Bell. This one I give a 4-star. This is part of the Fisher's Wonder series, and I believe I am now all up to date on that series. I enjoyed it. It's a good time. It's smutty. It's interesting. I do love seeing her little retellings and how she changes them. I normally cannot see the originals and the classics the same way after. If you guys have been around a while, you know how I feel about the Wizard of Oz one. But they're just a good time. They're smutty, they're interesting, they're a little bit on the twisted dark side, which we do, you know, we love a little bit. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed getting to explore these characters and see the dynamics and how they all worked. But I don't really have too much else to say other than that, because I think this one and this entire series has just been like a good time for me, so I've not really gone too deep into it. I then did my reread, The 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈 by Mariana Zapata. I did annotate it, as you can see there. I very much still give this a 5-star. Still love it, still love the characters, still love their story. I did forget the major plot point. How, I don't know, but I think it's because I was too focused on the fact that we know Aiden is a dickhead at the start. forgot just how much, but we know he's a dickhead at the start, and obviously I was happy for their ending, so I think I subconsciously blocked out the main plot point, but still, it's a good time and I've loved it. And I just, yeah, Aiden is a grumpy arsehole, but you can't help grow to love him once you delve deeper into him and get your insight into him. And yeah, I love this. I did plan on doing a video of 5 stars, still 5 stars, but I did end up slumping because of personal shit going on. I ended up slumping, so I did kind of scrap that idea. But yeah, I did very much love this, and like I said, still a 5-star read for me. I then read A Art of Somewhere Together by 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈𝖔𝖒𝖊. This is the second book in, I want to say, the Sterling Ridge series. We're going with the Sterling Ridge series. I have loved getting to explore these characters. Obviously, 2 of them we meet in a little bit more detail in the first book, nothing crazy, and then our 3rd character we meet at the very end of the last book. So this is 𝖜𝖊𝖑𝖈𝖔𝖒𝖊. Thoroughly loved it, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really great to see their dynamics, and you know, they all brought something to the table in their own little ways, but they also balance each other out quite nicely. And it, like, you'd think it wouldn't work, but it does work. Like, to look at it on like the outside, if you just look at the basics, you'd think how is this working? But yeah, once you get in there, you're like, okay, this all makes sense. Forrest is our grumpy guy, and you know, he's very mysterious. We don't know a lot about him because obviously we only just meet him in the end of the last book, but watching him kind of come out his shell a little bit, opening up to Sam and Jude, like, we really get a good understanding of him as a character. And to watch him like finally accept where he's at in life, I think probably the best way to put it, I don't really know how else to word it, but to see him finally accept that was really, really nice to see. Jude is a bit of a complex character for me personally, as we watch him go through a lot of internal battles. When we learn his history and stuff, we just see him fight internally quite a lot, and it was quite a relief for me when we finally see him, how do I put this, finally put them out there, because he does it so internally and he like bottles it. So to finally see him fight these battles more openly and talk them through with people was really wholesome, and it was a relief for me, because you can just see him start spiraling, and he needed that outlet to be able to really, really truly work through them in a more healthier way. Sam was actually the harder one for me to connect to and understand. It took me a little bit longer with him because we see so many sides to him, and it's trying to work out which side is the true Sam and not the one where he puts a mask on, because he is a hockey player, so he is in the public eye, and then he comes to the small town, like obviously many reasons I'm not gonna delve into, but I was like trying to figure out which one's the true Sam so that I could then find that connection with him. So that did take me a little while. This book definitely had me tearing up at points, because you watch Jude and Sam bring Forrest in with so much love and open arms, and you can just see it's really what Forrest needed, and that's what they needed too. Like, so they are best friends, they met in college, Sam and Jude, and I think they needed Forrest as that final piece to the puzzle. Like, I think without him nothing makes sense, and I especially got teary-eyed to the end of their story, because it felt like they all got to the same place in their relationship, and they all handled it differently and got scared in their own little ways, but to see them kind of work through that was just, yeah, it made it worth it a little bit. It did make it worth it. But yeah, the writing flows really nicely, you're hooked straight in, and yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy this one. I don't think I said the rating. I gave it a 4.5. I don't think I said the rating, but yeah, 4.5 from me. That is my November wrap up. It's been a little bit of a mess, because November was a bit of a mess for me, so we'll make do with what we got here. But yeah, so thank you guys for sticking with me. Let me know what your guys' November was like, and if you had any 5-star reads, let me know. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video, so don't forget to keep smiling, be kind, and keep reading. Bye guys. What's the book's name? Anticipator? I've never known it in the internet.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.